Good morning, Jackson. It's me, Coach Albares. I want to first of all wish a happy Veterans Day to all the veteran teachers that are on campus today. And also, in honor of Veterans Day, we have a special guest, my father, Mr. Albares, a Vietnam veteran. He'll be here giving a speech, and hopefully you guys have either heard it or will be hearing it today, and I hope you all enjoy it. Also, he will be answering some questions from the broadcast class right now, and I hope you enjoy it.
Okay, I'm Carlos Rivera, and I have the first question. Why did you decide to join the military?
Back in the 60s, the government made that choice for you. We had a draft. They would draft you. If you wanted to or not, you had to go, and you would get a physical, and it would see if you qualified for it. If you qualified, then you were taken. And like I said, they made their mind up for you. But I did want to go into the service. I did. That was a dream that I had all my life. My dad had a cousin. He had a cousin that came to visit us. I remember him. I remember him standing at the door. And he was a paratrooper. Paratroopers are a little bit different. They're in the elite group in the Army service, okay? And what I noticed about how spit-shined he was, everything was tailored. He looked like a gladiator. I mean, he looked so perfect. And I said to myself, one day I would like to be like that. I would like to be in the Army, and I want to look like that. And thank God, and unfortunately, when I grew up, my dream came true.
My name is Justin Garcia, and my question is, what is your most memorable experience?
I was in Germany. We were on a convoy. What happens when you're in a convoy, it's not like they're always going, like in a traffic jam, they stop, go, you stop and go. Well, there's a lot of little towns in Germany. We were going to this town, don't know the name. We're going to this town, and we stopped. I had to wait a few minutes, and then they would go. Stop and go. I remember we stopped, one of these stops, I looked, and there's buildings, and there was this little girl. There was these little girls sitting on some steps, playing with a stick and stones or something. And I just looked at her, and she was just, it was just a special moment. So I got up, I took a quarter, which is a mark. It was about 25 cents, but remember, this is about 40 years ago. So a mark was probably worth $1 or so now. Anyway, I yelled at her. Here, go buy yourself some candy. And I threw her the quarter. And she picked it up, ran inside, never saw her. So we took off. And we went maybe a half a block or so and stopped again. And then I look back in the mirror, and I see this old gentleman and this little girl. And he's got her by the hand, and they're going from vehicle to vehicle, and they're looking, and she's going, no, that's not him, that's not him. And I knew, so maybe I'm in trouble. So they got to where I was at, and he pointed, in German, and she goes, yeah, that's him. So he picked her up, brought the little girl up. The girl was about 3 years old. She was pretty big. And I stuck out, and, okay, what do you want? She gave me a hug, and then she gave me a little bag, a little brown bag. And then the gentleman shook my hand, and they went back. There was sausage in there. They had given me some sausage. The memory that I really have that my experience was the hug that the little girl did. I mean, it was a special moment. It stuck in my but it's something that that'll live within here forever.
I'm Johan Munoz, and my question is, what challenges did you face while in the military?
I think every day was a challenge. When I was in a war zone, the challenge was just to smart enough to come back. I didn't want to get killed, but there was always challenges. When I went to Germany, The challenge is how to communicate. There were so many challenges, but you know, that's what the military does. They put that in front of you so you can take these challenges on head on and learn from them. So when you come back into civilian life, you know, you're ready for them. You're growing. It's part of growing up. It's part of growing up. So the challenges were there, and it was up to you to take them on and learn from them. And that's what life's all about.
I'm Jessica Hernandez, and my question is, how can students show their appreciation towards veterans?
Very good question. Okay. I'm going to teach you something that should be learned by everybody. Most people will come up to a veteran and shake their hand and say, thank you for your service. And, okay, that's it. Okay? That's fine, okay? It's okay. That's not the correct way. The correct way is when you go up to a veteran, you look them in the eye, you grab their hand, you say, thank you for your service. You know, it's not a, hey, thank you. Well, it's, thank you for your service. And then say, welcome home. That means a whole lot more to a veteran than, here you go. Like, okay, I'm just doing something. No, mean it, okay? If you're gonna do it, mean it. And if you're gonna mean it, do it correctly. Look them in the eye, shake their hand, and then tell them, welcome home. Because that's what they did all this for you. They did that for America. And they're glad to be back. And when you welcome them back, it makes that veteran feel really appreciated. So, I hope that answers your question.
We would like to thank Mr. Manuel Albares, and personally, I would like to welcome you home. Thank you for your service.